Okay, it's time to start shaping the legs. So this is an example leg here. See how it's got that taper to it, that angle cut? We're going to be doing the angle cut on the bandsaw, but we got to lay it out first. So to lay it out, first step we're going to do on the legs is to make a 4-inch line all the way down. So let me show you what that's going to look like. So from the top here, we're going to come down 4 inches and wrap a line. So I'll do that once on camera. I'll just do one leg and then do the rest off camera. So 4 inches, and with our square, we're going to wrap that line all the way around. All right, so it's a 4-inch line all the way around. Now the taper is going to be on the inside of the leg. So what that means is when I run my hand down the leg, the taper is actually cut on the same face as the mortise. So we got to visualize that here. So I'm going to remove this material. So I want to draw a line on the other side so I can, as I'm cutting the bandsaw, I can see that line that I'm cutting. So again, we're going to be removing the material from here. So the line has to be drawn on the other side, and that's going to be a 1/2 inch in. It's going to make a little bit more sense once I make these cuts here. But so to have a 1/2 inch line, that means from this face to that line is a 1/2 inch, and I'm going to connect the dots here from that 4-inch line to that line I just drew with a straight piece of wood here. Just like that. And then I'm going to carry that line all the way across to the next side here, just so I have a good representation of my cut before I go to the bandsaw. And you've all used the bandsaw before, so I'm going to make this cut and I'll be right back. So I'm back from the bandsaw for my first cut. So there it is. I have my angle on the same side as my mortise, so if I run my hand down, the cut side is actually the same face as what's on my mortise. We're going to do 2 cuts on this, so we're going to do the same thing. I want to take the material off this face, again with the same face as the mortise. So I'm going to draw on the opposite side, my 1/2 inch mark, connect my dots, and make my cut. So I'll just chase that line around with my finger again. And make that mark, straight piece of wood, microphone, okay, so here we go. And draw one more line, and Bob's your uncle. All right, so there's the line I'm going to be removing on the bandsaw again. Again, you want to visualize the part being removed, which is the face of the mortise. So I'll make that cut and I'll come back to you. So I'm back from the bandsaw. I made my cut there. So now I look at this leg and I have, again, my cut is on the same side as the mortise, cut on the same side as the mortise. So as I stand that leg up, this is the outside of the project. Get you better. I don't want to see that. All right, there we go. So the outside of the project is going to be square to the table. The inside of the project is going to have that angle to it. So I'll go ahead and finish up cutting those last 3 legs off camera, and then we'll sand them and start to glue up this project. Okay, we're gonna go and sand these legs now. So you want to have a nice flat face here. So the goal is to go from that pencil mark to that line, or that end of the board, on a nice smooth plane. You don't want to sand past that pencil mark. If you're this way of it, that's okay. This way of it, not so good. So I'm gonna hold it against that flat part of the belt, and not the round part, but the flat part, and sand so it looks all nice and good, like goody, good-ish, good. Yeah, it's getting smooth right there. So it's creating a nice flat plane for us. Do that side, I'll do this side, and I'll finish up off camera.